Come on. Come on, change colors. There we go. It says we're live.
Yeah, lies.
Lies
Okay.
like a yellow dog. It's
Oh.
laying on the porch panting.
Please keep the air conditioner running. Please.
Because the yellow dogs are panting.
If you like coffee, order from here. Let them know you heard about it here, and tell him if you're ordering anything, ask him to respond to my email.
And it's a balmy 103. Well, it feels like a 107 because the friggin' humidity's going up.
Yeah. Okay. First things off the bat. I'm supposed to read something I wrote. Raconteur,
Read it literally.
Raconteur Press is now accepting recipes for Trouble in the Kitchen. Tentative title. Recipe book to be released in time for Christmas. Collection will be for sale to provide support for the Blanket Fort, the home of live streams from old NFO.
Yeah.
And the Three Moms Apocalypse.
There, and there.
Yeah. If you have recipes, we want them. Bachelor chow, roadkill shortcuts, ramen hacks, sauce packet.
Box is more like it.
Sauce packet 3-course meals. No recipe is too simple for us. Does your recipe begin with first go to Costco and buy something in a box? We'll take it. Does your recipe involve opening X number of cans and heating the mixture? Right up our alley. Of course, if you're a Cordon Bleu chef and you have a recipe for us, we're not going to turn it down. But let's face it, we're authors. If they make microwaves or can openers any more complicated, we're probably going to starve to death. Send in your recipes. We probably won't test them before printing them. Warning. So buyer beware. But Cedar can probably be talked into making nice illustrations for your creations. So we got that going for us. Also, we can't afford to pay you for your recipes, but you'll get your name in a book and a free PDF copy of said book.
Yeah, how the hell do you cook with a PDF copy? And it's kind of hard to mark the page.
Actually, it's very easy to mark the page. You can highlight in.
Yeah, but how are you going to
PDFs.
mark it? With grease, with flour, with sugar?
Well, okay. We'll have to see what we can do with the illustrations. For
So,
pages.
if you're author adjacent, if you're an author spouse, if you're a long-suffering person who supports an author and you've had to feed that author to keep their mind, body, and soul together, share those recipes. If you have an author hanging around the place and you occasionally have to shove food into his word hole, let us know what you throw together to keep him happy. Send these recipes here.
Hold it still so they can actually read it.
rackpressrecipes@gmail.com.
That will also appear elsewhere
We will be
in
putting
various
this.
formats.
We'll be putting this up places so you can go find it again.
Yeah, this is
Famous last word.
Yeah, this is the verbal version of the open column. Go up on the North Texas Troublemaker page and Rag Press and various places. So
Due October 14th, 2023. Okay.
All right. Now the important stuff. I have real books finally
yay!
after almost 2 months. Of course, after I was in San Antonio last week to sell books that I didn't have.
Details.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken cordon screwed. Send it.
Sorry, Differ.
Oh,
Headphones died, kids in the car. So she's keeping us on the down low.
Oh, poor Differs. Earlier, she walked up to a checkout line and put a few things on the checkout area, and she's got 3 agitated children, and the checkout lady looked down at Mountain Dew, chocolate, and Midol and looked back up and said, I got you.
You gotta love it when they feel you. Just-
I would like to thank RK for sending 2 very, very raconteur-ish samovars.
Oh, they went up there.
They're a little wonky. We love them.
They're lovely.
They're fantastic. Thank you, RK. Also, we got the koozies. somewhat apropos.
AL. And a fluffy cow, which you still need to finish the Bible for us.
Some stuff has popped up.
If it lasts more than 4 hours, see the damn doctor.
Yes, well. Goes from the sky. Air assault ecal.
Oh, you survived Albuquerque. Well done. Albuquerque is a bit of a different town.
Say, but did Albuquerque survive you?
Recipes to Cedar. Are you not watching? How did I do with it?
You throw it away. rackpressrecipes@gmail.com.
Okay.
I still think one of the funniest things I've seen was visiting the Nuclear Museum at Albuquerque. Yes, they have one. And this kid's out back, and they have the sale of an SSBN out there.
Okay.
And he looked up at his daddy and he goes, I thought they were a lot bigger than that. I couldn't resist. I said, well, tell you what, you stand back here and I'm going to pace off the length of the submarine. And I paced off roughly how long an SSBN is. And I'm sitting there waving and the kids go, that's about how long they really are. Oh, I didn't understand. Well, because you very seldom see the whole submarine out of water. It's kind of hard for that to happen.
I need to find some way to put a drop ring on this cow's horn.
Oh, we can do that. That's not a problem. I've got jump rings and pliers, and he's not going to damage me the way a real one would.
It's funny. One of the funny things about the fluffy cow universe, funny. When I say drop ring, everybody understands without even asking.
Yeah. Well, some of us have a pretty good idea and a half a story written, waiting.
They just need a few details.
Oh, they have. Hoorah.
I swear.
Oh,
And thank you to
every
the folks.
damn day.
Thank you to the folks that have sent in stories for the library anthology. I need more. And I talked to the librarian yesterday, and she will be more than happy to do two if we can get enough stories.
First, we need enough for one.
But yeah, first we got to get by the first one.
Are we going to be able to extend that due date?
No, we're going with the same due date.
Okay.
If she wants to get it out for Halloween.
Ah.
Well, I got attacked by a 3 mom story. That will work. Last night at 1:00 in the morning, I will have you know. I was not happy about this.
That's when most of them do.
Thank you, Richard. Even though I know you're cussing me for that. Yeah, the seeing where they do the assembly is kind of interesting. Electric boat. Well, it used to be electric boat. Now it's Northrop Grumman. Assemble it in a rather large enclosed building. And you really want to make some money, be a nuclear welder.
Oh, yeah.
Those folks make some large dollars. Sudden stories attack at 3:00 in the morning. Yeah.
I need to
We
get
do that.
one of the Games Workshop Space Marine figurines so I can have the Utah statue. I'm
Don't
gonna
say that. We'll get a box of them.
we'll get sued if I'm laughing.
Yeah, Sean, you probably know what Flip is, which has just been retired. The guy that ran that was a gent named Bill Gaines. And Bill was a crewman on the Nautilus. He was one of the first enlisted nukes in the U.S. Navy. and
Hey,
had some
Jay.
interesting stories about Commander Anderson and their first trip under the ice. And Bill, before Rickover got stupid and said former enlisted nukes couldn't be commanders, managed to become a CO of a submarine and retired as such. And then came over to Scripps, and he ran Flip for about 25 years.
It's a nice design, Cedar.
Yeah, Rick, it's 325 feet long. I've used it on a couple of tests. And the funny part about Flip was it was designed for one test in 1962, and they were going to junk it after 5 years. And here we go.
What? Why is everybody giggling at me?
You thought, ooh, stabby things, and reached across the table.
Toys. And that is a toy.
I want to make sure she's.
Gerber dime.
I want to
It's
make
just
sure
a
she's
little
got
bitty-
good kit.
Well, just because I had to empty the purse out so I could find one thing, and suddenly there's 3 knives on the table.
3
This is
knives, 2
not-
guns, minor things.
No,
Anti-tank.
no guns in this particular gun.
Anti-tank launcher.
Yeah.
I'm
What?
not seeing random ammo. I'm surprised.
That's because this purse is the art purse.
Right there.
Flippy, pinchy, stabby thing. Yes.
For those, everybody say hi to Jay, Jim Totten, childhood friend of mine, good guy,
Hi, Jay.
squirrely, but
Yeah.
okay.
Anything can be a fidget spinner if you try hard enough. Yeah.
I'm-
Except a loaded 45.
I've discovered
Please
that
no.
other people's sprogs are not good fidget spinners.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Yes, I would, because people yell at me.
Yeah, David. Actually, Sammy Davis Jr., I believe it was,
That's just adorable. That's just freaking
put
adorable.
together an act for one of his westerns where he learned how to spin a western pistol.
Oh, he was actually listed on the fast draw.
Yeah.
He was a
Oh, he got into it.
yeah, he was a competitive fast draw, which was a thing
Yeah.
back in the 50s. He was a competitive fast draw and was good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rather interesting what some of the actors will fall into as
Keanu Reeves and
Yeah.
3-gun.
I'm a bored actor and I like what I'm doing, so I'm going to keep learning.
I have the money to play.
Yeah, Quigley Down Under got
Tom Selleck?
Tom Selleck started. Yeah, Jerry Lewis was the other one.
Those of you asking Jay for childhood stories, remember the term unindicted co-conspirator.
And Jay, remember, I get the illustration rights.
Guy from Married with Children.
Yeah, Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill. Yeah.
A good. Well, Tom Hardy is purple or brown belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and apparently somebody introduced him to full-scale medieval combat, which he's taken to like a fish to water,
I mean,
a violent stabby fish.
Yeah.
why wouldn't you? He's got the
Oh,
pull for
David,
it.
I was not aware of that. I knew Selleck got into it after Quigley. I didn't realize he was into it before that. Long distance competition up in Wyoming. Yeah. And if I remember right, they are basically required to use sharps in that competition. That's to cut down on the cheating.
Speaking of sharps,
Yes.
What kind
gather around, children.
Oh dear.
Uncle Staff Sergeant is going to give a quick briefing. If you're intent on overthrowing a government, follow through is key. Now, doing it anonymously through cutouts is even more important. But if you are just desperate or stupid and you want to overthrow a government, follow through is key. If you don't follow through, you might find yourself kissing a Russian anti-aircraft missile.
Yeah. Like Prigozhin.
And
And-
apparently the entire head shed of Wagner was in that airplane.
Yep, top 3 guys in Wagner. The other thing that's rather interesting about that is there were 10 people supposed to be on the flight. Only 8 bodies have been found.
Ooh, I wonder what the other 2.
Yeah. And what's even funnier is DOD is said today,
Wow.
yeah, that, there's no indication the airplane was shot down.
What?
Excuse the hell out of me.
I've seen video of most of the plane and a wing not attached.
Not attached. If it's missing the wing, that's usually a freaking hint, people. And it was a oopsie by, depending on who you want to believe, either Air Defense Command as payback for them shooting down the Russian AWACS earlier in Ukraine, or it was Putin going, you go kill him, take your airplane off, go kill him, and come back.
I know which one I'm.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that they don't teach this in high school. They should, but they don't. Overthrowing a government 101. The most important thing that you should know to graduate high school for overthrowing a government is if you fail, there is no amnesty, there's no forgiveness, no matter what they say. If they tell you, oh, it's okay, all is forgiven, they're lying. Either get it done or don't do it at all.
Yeah. When you stop midstream, all bets are off.
Yeah. Yeah. If you start a putsch, either you're in the ground or he's on the ground and you're on the throne. That's the only 2 options.
Yep. MiGs nearby on a routine training mission. Sure. If you believe that, I got this bridge. It goes across the Mississippi River. Of course, there's no road on the Mississippi side of it.
Yeah. Raptor. Yeah. It was an unfortunate accident. They just happened to stray into the path of an anti-aircraft missile that was accidentally launched from MiG that just happened to be right behind it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stay frosty, Jim. We'll see you later.
Jay, be safe, all right?
The other thing you always got to do as a pilot is check 6.
Oh, we're checking 6. He's looking back on fuck.
Yeah. You don't, yeah, exactly, Richard. You cross the Rubicon, you don't stop till you win or die.
Yep.
Yeah, that Greg, you're hearing the same things I'm hearing. So it's a question of who's going to be left standing when this is all said and done.
There's always this dramatic, there'll be revenge. The 40 or 50 or however many samurai. That, vengeance on the person who wronged their lord.
Yeah.
Very romantic. Occasionally it happens. What's going to happen is the Russians are going to freeze out Wagner. The capable Wagner people are going to be lured back in the fold and whacked with lead pipe until they start playing dice.
Yeah.
Or they're going to die. The uncapable ones will be left out in the wild to sink or swim.
Yeah.
And if they become capable, well, they'll be snatched in too. They'll be folded into the Russian Ministry of Defense.
Makaido, the way you check 6 in Embraer is you do this thing called a crazy Ivan. Works for submarines, works for airplanes. Make a sudden 180.
Or just fly like this and look back.
Yeah.
But where was I going with that? I forget where I was.
Yeah, and Putin is back in the Kremlin as of last night. Yeah.
Oh, Wagner.
Rehabilitation of thugs.
Yeah. If you want to understand the whole Wagner dynamic, street gangs, the Wagner is nothing more than a very, very, very well-paid street gang. And gang dynamics apply to Wagner like to do anybody else. For those of you that are about Wagner being the Russian cutout for dirty work, yeah, they were. But it doesn't matter. Wagner's only been in existence since 2014. If you don't think the Russians were doing dirty work, the Soviets we're doing dirty work before 2014, I got news for you. They'll just go back to the old ways, or there are several other Russian PMCs. They'll snatch up another one,
Yep.
and make them the Wagner stand-in.
1917, if you want to go back far enough.
Yeah.
Actually, probably the Tsar.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure the squirrels are aligned.
Yep.
Spetsnaz or us is right.
I don't do government overthrowing. It's risky
That's
with.
not what you said before.
Oh, shut up. It's risky with the payoff is just fucking sucks.
Jim is spicy.
Paperwork everywhere. I mean,
Paperwork.
Responsibilities.
Yeah, and the responsibility.
Paperwork
The
sucks.
paperwork is terrible. Concubines aren't that good.
Worse than newborn kittens.
Yeah. Concubines aren't that good. And then people are always trying to stab you in the back. You don't get good night's sleep anymore. And nothing like getting hit in the head with a chainmail bikini full of vases. It's just not a good time.
you think it's gonna be all concubines and feasting, but there's so many meetings and
So
paperwork.
many
And just,
and
if you take over the country, you have to run it, and then
it
that's
sucks.
just bureaucracy and paperwork.
Yeah,
Sucks.
no, you just want to be the person telling the person who's running it.
Right.
So you don't have to do the paperwork.
Royal mistress for me. Thank you.
Greg, we will not speak of NDAs.
Yes, I was only a teenage warlord. I was a post-teenage warlord, but that's not a story for
Yeah.
Frank. Have another drink.
Yeah. That's exactly right, Sean. The Ukrainians probably wish they had a few Cossacks handy.
Right.
I tell you what, if they would siphon off one of those billions, I would solve the Ukrainian problem.
Oh, yeah.
Move over, Zelensky. You're sitting in my seat. Give me $1 billion. This shit will be solved. But
Yeah.
then I got to deal with Ukraine. It's like,
Yeah.
See,
Concubine's probably better.
problem with taking over Russia.
Well,
is
they
then
do
you
have a
to deal with Russians.
reputation.
Stab you one.
Yeah, but they also have another reputation.
I hate it when your concubines are stabbing. It just ruins you all night. Why is
Russian,
everybody? Why are all the females giggling at me?
Well, because this female has the 3 knives that you just handed back to me, so
I'm sitting here thinking, if her knife is bigger than yours, you have a problem.
I'm sitting over here in a corner away from both of them because I know better.
I mean,
$3.79 a gallon. That's dirt cheap. Different. Grab it.
It wouldn't even be the second time. Oh, never mind.
I do not want to know about your dating life. I'm
No.
sorry.
No.
Oh, God.
Stabby concubines. Not talking about Thailand. Huh? Wrong kind of stabbing, Padre. Oh, we are going way off a center plumb here. Woo!
No. There is almost as stabby as
That
the
was
ones
Pepsi, right?
in the PI. You know, butterfly knives.
Yeah, it smells like Pepsi.
There is no such thing as too many stabbies. And Evelyn has heard from. A different kind of sword fighting in Thailand. Yes.
They need the glow in the. Never mind. The glow in the dark.
Uh-oh.
Well, since
Jeez.
everybody is in such an interesting mood,
Here
need-
we go.
titles for Space
Oh,
Cowboys
yes.
4, 5, and 6.
Yes, that was
4, 5,
Squirrels.
and 6.
Oh,
We're gonna
damn.
be doing 4, 5, and 6.
Space Cowboys 4, Space Cowboys 5, and Space Cowboys 6, because God bless you guys. We need punny titles. Return of the Buckaroo was about as good as I could do. I'm tapped out.
There's the Electric Rodeo, Return of the Buckaroo.
I was gonna go with Readout at the OK Corral, but that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Maurice.
We call one of them the Gangster of Love.
Space Cowboys 4, Gangster of Love.
Asteroid of Love.
have we asked Peter?
Yeah.
No.
Meanwhile, back at the asteroid. I do like Meanwhile Back at the Asteroid Reactor.
Actually,
That's
meanwhile,
good.
back to the asteroid's nice. So he's,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just
it's a little long. I'll
One-
think about how to lay
one
that one
down, 2 to go. Yippee-ki yikes.
Have some more beans.
Sarah, I will have you know I never got stabbed in the PI by a lady over there.
Martian water war. So if y'all could come up with save my squirrels, in space no one can hear you yodel.
Oh. Oh.
Well, that's basically only 5. We need one more. Home on Lagrange. Oh, ouch.
That's a winner.
Well, there we go.
I like in space. No one can hear you yodel.
Well, wanted, red or alive. Yeah.
Yeah, Don, you're. Yeah.
The good, the book, and the ugly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Knew we could trust. We could depend on these guys.
Trust?
Synthetic
Trust? You know how to
cowpokes.
say trust?
Hey, depend. I knew we could depend on these guys.
Actually, that's
I'm late, but I'm here.
Actually, does sound like a book title.
It does.
Something that we would do.
file it away. Somebody will use it. You'll need that sooner or later.
Yeah, no
Yes, we
kidding.
will.
No kidding. We're actually,
No, Sarah, I know what B girls are, and no. Space Cowboys, hair scrubbers required. Yeah. Little.
anyway, y'all work on that. Yeah, it needs to be sort of Western inspired, like Once Time in the Western Orbit. After we get done with this, the ladies and I are going to be doing a State of Raconteur Press recording, which will be played later. Be on the lookout for that
That'll be on the North Texas Troublemakers YouTube channel.
Yep.
Yes.
sometime along here.
Ew, that's not good, Don.
What are they? What sport are they? It's
Yeah.
not volleyball season, is it? Am I missing? Oh, actually, no, it is volleyball season. Oh, that'll be fun.
What sort of gear, sports gear, do you need for volleyball?
Shoes, elbow pads, knee pads, particularly for high school sports.
For a few credits more.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, football's also starting up.
So I'd want to do for a few credits more, but that's actually the name of a Chris Kennedy anthology that came out like last year.
Yeah.
So
We're
that'd
not
be
we're
fun.
not using that
Too
one.
close.
Not using
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, though. With any of these title suggestions, we'll have to go and look and see if anything else is already using them. Because
Oh,
we don't
God,
wanna,
yes.
We don't want to step on anyone's toes.
Mhm.
And even if you don't, Amazon will come back and fight you for it.
A rocket full of credits.
Yeah.
Fistful of Rockets. I do like Fistful of Rockets. That's cool.
The good, the bad. No, Tuba Rock. I almost read that one. No.
I see by your space. If you get a spacesuit, you can be a cowboy too. Okay. She started the song. I had to finish it. It's not Smothers Brothers routine.
Oh,
So
okay.
you know that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We've gone way off the rails, and I have forgotten where the hell.
Oh, yeah. Bill, I remember you telling me about tried selling meat hog gear on your meat hall page,
Bill did?
and they fought you over it. Yeah, they fought him over it.
Mm-hmm.
Said it was copyrighted.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not even halfway through yet. Man, my squirrels are done giving up. 15-10.
We're gonna have to use
This
Uranus. in
It's
something.
not this. We are not publishing Chuck Tingle. Okay, guys?
Uh,
I got an inquiry the other day about how Raconteur Press feels about sex in a story, to which my initial answer was that the chief editor writes erotica for a living, and also
Which I have not read because
and also that they should probably make an inquiry and hear some address because I have no idea what I didn't ask
what's
details
the
as far
first
as
rule?
have fun,
If it's entertaining, all else is
negotiable,
negotiable.
including ladies of negotiable virtue, evidently.
If you're into, we're not known for sex. Okay, that came out wrong. We are not known for sex. What'd she say?
Speak for yourself. Some of us
We are not known for erotica in our books.
Lions 1,
Christians
Christians
0.
0.
We're not known for erotica in our books. We are known for certain whimsy. And there they go. Knew that was going to be bad as soon as I said it. My squirrels went, "What the fuck are you doing?" Okay.
And you got raptors snorting hot tea out of those.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Everyone's virtue is negotiable. Yes.
Bearing in mind that we are known for a certain style, pulp, we would really have to, sex would have to be done on, or this, any writings involving erotica.
You're backing yourself into a call.
Shut up. Any writings involving erotica would have to be on a case by case basis.
I would say, if in doubt, fade to black. Just because I know some of our readers are uncomfortable with it, and if you can't fade to black, make it easily skippable. But
yeah, and I don't know. I just got an inquiry, and I was like, well, consider this and send an inquiry to this email because I'm the designer. I don't know why.
you can ask, and I'm not opposed to publishing sex in any of the stories. There's not anything that I've got against it. I mean, obviously, but I for the widest readership, I'm gonna say, if in doubt, fade to
Marvin
black.
Gaye on the turntable.
Well, and it'll depend on the anthology too.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
because there's definitely going to be anthologies where it would be wildly out of place.
Right.
Well,
As long as it's appropriate.
the first
Yeah.
story I ever turned down was a slash fiction. And as soon as I got to the part where Jean de Valette and his squire were going at it in a trench during the siege of Malta, that one was rejected.
And that one's wrong, not because of the sexuality involved, but because of the timing.
It's 2 spaceships for Sister Sarah.
Ooh, I kind of like that. Also a long title, but
And Don goes, easily skippable means all the voting is in italic. Raunchy, ranchy, depends on how well you can spell.
Rancho Erotica, where we eat sparklements by the bushel.
Brokeback asteroid. This is even further off the rails than normal.
You know,
I think we've gone over the side of the cliff this time.
we're in free fall.
Yeah.
You know, Brokeback Asteroid, if I get enough of you who send me serious stories about that, I would consider doing it under my erotica
Oh, good.
publisher.
We have options.
50 Shades of Vacuum.
There would have to be enough, and they would have to be actually good and taking it seriously.
Oh,
50 Shades of Vacuum.
Oh, yeah.
like lemons, we cast ourselves off the cliff.
Get Sarah to write one for the 2
Two mule-
spaceships for Sister Sarah.
We've got 3 Sarahs to write for us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
We could manage 2 Sarahs in there. That'd be great.
Well, you damn near get all the Sarahs, and that'd be a book in
We
itself.
I think we damn near have a volume of nothing but
Yes.
Sarah.
stories by Sarahs.
I mean, Bane did the Book of David's.
Mm-hmm.
We could do the Book of Sarah's.
Yeah.
I
Get-
like that.
Get sucked out the airlock. That hurts.
There are reasons you don't do that, and it's the same reasons you don't put it in the vacuum cleaner.
So, do tell.
Nope. Nope.
Look, traumatic avulsing injuries are never pretty.
No. Been there, seen that, had to patch them up. No. However, Drifter, that's not bad.
Oh dear.
7 Sarahs for 7 brothers.
Oh gosh, that is a Western. I hadn't really thought about
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
I was thinking about
Blazing spaceships. No, that has,
Directions unclear. Cotton airlock.
There went Courtney.
I was thinking about Blue and More titles.
Mhm.
So, like, Ride the Milky Way instead of Ride the River.
Yeah.
Although, given the tone this conversation has gone into,
Milky Way. Sorry.
I am not going to say it. I
Oh,
will think it, but I'm not going to say it.
person log, start date 23/1/1456. Intercepted 21st century blogcast. Comms crew and medical for PTSD.
Oh, Rooster Rockburn.
Half Starsheep will travel. Oh dear.
But the world's worst hickey. No, that would be a terrible place for the world's worst hickey.
Really, Courtney? Really?
I've heard stories.
She won't even look at me. She's head down laughing so hard.
I just,
You know what's
you
really
write the
bad is the
strange
fact.
things when you're doing research.
What's really bad is the ladies are the ones keeping this going.
because contrary to popular myth,
Y'all are much more visual than we ever thought about being.
right?
And you discuss many more things than we ever thought about discussing.
Mhm.
I've heard the tapes.
I've been sitting over there.
Oh, that was hilarious.
That
He's
was great.
No, it
quietly at the
wasn't.
table. We
Writing,
had almost forgotten he
writing.
was there. Suddenly he stands up, put his hat on his head, and just goes.
I was writing and they were talking. And I had to leave. Okay, moving on to something else.
There's no brass bras and stuff in space. Yeah, that would be a tad
Oof.
chilly.
That's almost worse than the brass bikinis on the fantasy things.
Yeah.
Brass bras in space. I mean, I've seen the skin tight silver spacesuits.
Mhm.
But that at least makes
Which
some
actually
sense.
makes some sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
While you're inside.
I don't even know what she said. I can't see the screen from here.
It's a good thing.
Would you like me? I'll say it out loud.
No, that's okay. I will leave it to the mystery. Also, let's not completely break even.
Oh. Dawn loves breaking in. I mean, this is a thing, and has been for years.
Been a thing for Dawn for
You know, we're,
Over 10 years.
Yeah.
we're talking about science fiction and cowboys, which
Thank
kind
you,
of
Cedar.
bracket the before and the after, so the history and the future. And yet humans remain the same throughout this long linear trail of dirty jokes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jerry Ryan and the Silver Cat suit. No wonder all the teenage boys watch Star Trek Voyager. You think?
Only reason to watch Star Trek Voyager.
Well, and there's some absolutely wonderful pulp science fiction covers with
Oh,
the
yeah.
girls in the bubble helmets and the
Yeah.
skin tight suits.
Oh, yeah,
which
those are great.
actually makes some sense.
Yeah. Which also makes me think that I may need to revisit some art and covers.
Princess Ardana and Buck Rogers. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. I mean, we've been using Brennan, well, not on purpose, but
Midjourney likes Brennan for space covers.
Yep.
he
Have
is
fun, Sarah.
the quintessential cowboy, evidently, because that's what Midjourney
Yeah.
came up with when I asked it for a cowboy was Brennan.
And Raptor says, tell the ladies to Google image search 7 of 9.
Oh, I know who Seven
Oh,
of
we
Nine
know.
is.
That's
Yeah.
what we were talking about with Jerry Ryan a minute ago.
Yeah.
Mhm. She made a much better vampire than she did a
Yeah.
board person. So she was
Was
in
she a
Dracula.
vampire?
She was in Dracula 2000.
Oh,
The movie, okay, the one movie nobody watched, had an epic soundtrack I loved. Fine.
Because the only soundtrack I've ever watched is the original series.
Okay,
So I'm aware of the pop culture memes and
but
stuff.
not- okay.
but I've never actually watched any of it.
my favorite Star Trek is Deep Space Nine because it's basically politics in space.
Run away, screaming.
Yeah, any of Robert E. Howard's Weird Tales Conan story covers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they were endowed. Any of the Gore covers, yes.
The long,
Well-
long cattle drive.
Dawn says, I have a carefully curated for you page.
Oh,
Yes,
I
she
know
does. Yes, she does, and she sends me all the best ones. We're making a list of places we need to go and
Did you get hung up on the chair?
take
No,
pictures.
not yet.
'Cause
Somebody
there was
else-
a popping noise.
Oh, that was just my conscience.
Boris Vallejo, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm a major fan of Leo.
Luis Arroyo.
Oh, one of the many reasons I follow Mona Lisa.
Luis Arroyo is a hell of a
Mm-hmm.
Olivia de
Oh, God.
the hell's her last name? Olivia's all I know her by.
Of course, the other one, speaking of Fart, Vargas.
Vargas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia is Vargas's spiritual heir, I think.
Yeah, I have a couple of art books. One is a Vallejo and Julie Bell.
Yeah, Berardinis. Olivia de Berardinis.
Yeah.
She does some hellacious pinup work.
Yeah, I follow a pinup page on Facebook, and every Friday he does a specific Russian pinup that's just absolutely gorgeous.
Michael, don't feel bad. There's no such thing as being stymied on titles. With this group,
That's a hell of a thing. Is I can come up with titles left, right, and center until I write something, or until it's for one of my books or my stories, and then the
you draw a blank.
the title generator just fucks off to Buffalo.
I have a spreadsheet of there's a random title generator. You go look for the title and then write a story for the title, so I don't ever have to come up with the title.
Kind of back asswards. isn't
Yep.
it? Okay.
Well, and I was doing 2 short stories a week. I mean,
Okay.
it would tell me what I was writing.
Yeah. And you can do that. I can't.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, it's like the prompts that
Yeah.
I do, the more odds than ends weekly prompts, which I started kind of for me, and I haven't had time to participate in it yet. So now I've got a group of people that's their thing. Is every week we exchange prompts and then write based on whatever we've been prompted with, and some of them are really mean prompters.
All right. For
It
those
was
of
a
you who
dark and stormy night.
For those of you who don't quite understand the level of hearing disruption I have,
Ah.
Cedar's voice is right on the limit. So I heard more outs than ins.
Her group is more odds than ends. We are odds.
And we
Thank
all
you.
have trouble finishing things, so
Mhm.
hence more odds than there are ends.
I heard outs and ins.
Because
In
of
and
what
out,
we've
in
been
and out,
talking
in and out.
about. I understand why.
The number of outs should match the number of ins.
You would
Technically,
think that, but
Ideally, there should be parity or at least balance.
We're lost. We're gone.
It gets awkward in public. Yeah.
It's awkward in private too. My squirrels are desperately searching for a subject change right now.
yeah, Evelyn, works in progress are always interesting, especially with some of the directions they take.
Fred the Fed just put in for his next liver transplant.
Yeah.
red livers will regrow.
Yeah.
Slowly, but they will regrow.
But Frank's over there taking notes.
Oh, dude. Oh, Dawn, I need this story.
Which story?
She can tell it later.
Oh, when we went to the hell's that place in Wichita called?
I have several different names. I don't know what you're looking for.
It's on Southwest Parkway. It's a erotica store.
Oh, Crystals. There's
Oh,
Crystal's
Crystals.
Toy Box, and there's Adam and Eve.
It was the
and
toy
there's-
box, but I don't think it's Crystal's.
It's Crystal's Toy Box. It might be
Christie's.
Christie's. Okay.
Yeah, it's Christie's toy box where we went to buy a dildo.
Okay.
Oh, and I went to go get the little packets of the
Sprinkle mints.
Sprinkle Mints. There was a young man in the back who could not leave the store and desperately wanted to. He had to walk past me and Jonna.
Anthology stories about North Texas troublemakers' pet fed life might be interesting. Fred. Fred the Fred
yeah.
is the name of the buffalo stuffy.
He's not a fed. He's not fed. You cows aren't feds.
No.
Frank's on regular dialysis. Frank's fucked.
De Havilland and Martin, twin space thrusters, sleek wooden hull, above the top, massive space laser. Okay.
All right. Someone write that.
Relationship between elections and COVID outbreaks. Yeah, right.
Oh, here
That
we
one
were
is
having
on
fun.
my last friggin' nerve right now.
What's that?
The lockdowns and the masking that started
Oh.
again
Don't get me started.
because, oh my God, COVID, it's a new species and the infections are going up and people are going to the hospital. Really?
The number of people are giving that a middle finger.
Yes, the election yearitis version.
Well, especially after CDC came out and said what they did last week.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
fact
the
that
masks
Read
didn't
between
help.
the lines
The
on
fact
what I
that it's an
think of
election year.
masking
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
getting another friggin' COVID shot.
Yeah, no.
not doing it.
Ain't happening.
Well, no, with all the reports coming out about the damage that the COVID shots have been doing that are being documented now. And also, there's been interesting revisions buried deep in newspapers.
Yes.
Like 5,800 children went to the hospital with COVID. Oh, we made a mistake. It was less than 600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 years later.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So,
well, that's-
5,800 in the last month turned out to be less than 6 over a 2-year period.
Well, that's almost as bad as Biden's job growth numbers.
oh, yeah. Like you put the entire country out of work and then you claim when they finally get back to work that you've created jobs.
And
I
then
love how they
2
do
months later, they revised that number down significantly with no
Yeah.
media.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm going back to the left coast tomorrow. Maybe I should count masks. So
Oh, please do.
We want pictures.
Also, you want a bit of advice? You might want to get a really good wax job on your car before you get there, because
I'm not driving this time.
okay,
Yeah, I'm
because they're
flying this
they're
time.
liable to be stuff smeared on your car.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
fortunately, when I go to San Francisco, I have a place to park it inside a garage this time. So, but yeah, I
you
think it'll
said
be
wax
interesting.
job. I went a different direction again.
I know my car's looking pretty hairy with all the dead bugs all over it.
Your brain is not my fault.
I know.
I'm just going.
Yeah, John,
Your brain is not my responsibility. Thank God.
John has got Texas plates on her car. Apparently, when she goes to the left coast, it gets interesting.
Yeah, in San Francisco, these with honor diversity stickers all over their car, 4 little thugs in a car decided to throw water bottles at a woman in an SUV with Texas license plates. I don't think this is a great moment for. I mean, well, actually, it was a great Darwin moment because really, you're throwing stuff at somebody from Texas.
And you didn't shoot them?
Well, I just gotten there.
No. Okay.
And evasive maneuvers were remarkably simple considering their general IQ.
Yeah.
I think all 4 of them together might have gotten to 100.
With as much time as I have to go back to Denver, that's why I'm keeping the Colorado plates in my car for now because
Yeah.
I'm not playing that game.
Yeah.
I go
In
to
San
jail.
Francisco, they'll steal the whole damn garage. Yeah.
I just don't understand the people that think that people from Texas, they're conservative and they're violent. If you really thought we were violent, you wouldn't do shit when you find out we're from Texas.
Oh, that's the latest report out of the media. The research says that the right is the most violent group.
Yeah, so that's why everybody gives them a rash of shit all the time.
If you really thought we were violent,
Yeah.
you'd be expecting us to hit you back.
You'd be cowering in a corner.
Yeah, M1A is California illegal, and 308 does go through both sides of a car. Yes,
It depends which one you get, but I understand.
even if it's not supposed to be shot through the car.
No, I don't understand this. Oh my God, they're from Texas. They're the most violent people in America. Then you wouldn't be doing this shit, would you?
Yeah, they're going to learn. Yeah, the switch gets flipped at some point.
God, I hope not.
Yeah, I'm going to do the time. Might as well enjoy the crime. Yeah. There are people that are getting closer and closer to that point.
Well, if they actually honestly thought we were violent, they wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
I've been around people. I have seen people around people they thought were honestly violent that would visit violence.
Yeah.
And if you're a leftist and you're around somebody you honestly think is violent, you're a very quiet and meek little house mouse.
Mhm.
And size does not always matter.
Just
Sometimes that little guy sitting in a corner, very meek and mild, is the one that nobody will touch.
right.
For reasons.
I'm just it's the oh my God, gun owners are so violent. Then why are you giving us a ration of shit?
Our
Just
case
asking.
says have reached the age where public meals and medical care are somewhat attractive. Yes.
Oh my God, gun owners and the NRA are so violent. Then why are you hanging around outside the NRA headquarters there, Skippy?
Good point, Brian.
Great, Craig Douglas. Craig Douglas is good, people. He really is. But that man is an angry little fireplug who knows more about knives than people should be comfortable with. I need to get the ladies into his monk course.
That would be fun.
Oh yeah. He did managing unknown contacts is a part of every one of Craig Douglas's course. But he teaches a standalone. It's just how to handle. It's not necessarily fighting. It's just how to handle unknown contacts on the street, and it is worth the entry fee for ECQC or EWO.
Richard, you got to be shitting me. Showed someone a Garand and an AR-15, they'd rather be shot with a Garand than the assault weapon.
Well, I think we know how much intelligence that particular person has.
Duh. Yeah. Our speech is violence. Yeah. Their violence is speech. Yeah.
Cecil Birch is gonna be up there in February.
Ooh.
I gotta get back into shape. What's Cecil teaching? Is it grappling? Cause I gotta get back into shape. Now that I'm heading for my 60s, I've decided to get back into creative violence. Starting to think that might have been stupid, but
Yeah.
man, I am not recovering as well as I used to.
No.
The 21-year-old that had fun at Kelly McCann's slam dance courses, I don't heal as well anymore. Getting punched in the head multiple times is not as much fun anymore.
Like me having to go get folded and spindled this morning after yesterday, being stupid and lifting shit we didn't need to be lifting.
Oh, so this is just a male thing.
So I got to slam.
This is not just a male thing.
Kelly McCann, he does these workshops called slam dances, where Kelly McCann teaches combatives around World War II combatives, a lot of punching, a lot of strikes. And then he has slam dances, where it's you and between 2 and 3 other folks who are going to aggress you, and you have to use what Kelly taught you to survive.
I'm gonna back home and shoot the son of a bitch.
Oh, um, and I went. I'm. Folks don't seem to understand. I am not a big person. I am average human, average male height, maybe a little lower. I'm 5'10". Average human male weight,
Mhm.
and very light framed. I am light framed. I've went down, but I mean, I went down under multiple opponents in some of Kelly's slam dances more than once, and came back up happy as a clam, and then looked like a giraffe with blue and green spotting instead of the brown for 3 weeks afterwards. These days,
Yeah.
that's not fun anymore. It was fun back X number of decades ago. That was fun.
See, I'm too old and broke, so I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I have no patience.
See, I can and have thrown my 19-year-old kid. That was fun.
Yeah. Winkle Red, yes. Go talk to Bill.
Yeah.
He definitely knows something about what
Mhm.
you need. Glitter is just evil. Stripper dust.
I friggin' love. Um,
It does end up in the oddest places.
Craig does in extremis parts of his classes where it's pretty much the same thing, except
Notice he's not touching that line with a 10
Nope.
foot pole.
Craig's are a little more controlled than Kelly's are. Kelly's is like sick 'em. Well, Craig manages it a little better, but there's usually padding, and they're fun. The last EWO I went to up in Oklahoma, I had a blast. I really did, and I hurt for 3 weeks afterwards. Worth it.
Yeah.
But holy God, did I hurt for a long time.
Can you imagine going against Joe or Jason like they did?
I did. I went up against both of them with rubber knives.
Yeah.
We
But
discovered.
apparently, when they went at each other,
Oh my God, the Twin Towers. That's what Craig, Gunsmith Joe, and our friend Jason. They're very large mammals, and Craig's put them up against each other.
Jason was a deputy sheriff at the time.
Yeah. He put them up. He called them the Twin Towers and put them up against each other, and it was wham, fuck, wham, fuck, wham.
Like watching two bull bisons go after each other.
Yeah, it was exactly.
See, that's when I just take a step back. Actually, I'll take Overwatch.
No, I like that. I've always been a scrapper, and I like fighting where Americans are uncomfortable, which is in close.
I used to, but God, that was 50 plus years ago. Can't do that anymore.
In fighting, you've got 4 ranges. You've got the grappling range, which is touching. You've got just outside of grappling range, which goes by several different names. Then you've got boxing range and kicking range. I work really well between boxing and grappling because Americans don't. They don't like to get that close.
Mhm.
So I get in the range with elbows and knees and go to town. Have a blast. But that's hard. That's hard work these days.
I liked being an example for my son's MMA class because a bunch of teenage boys, and they had to throw Logan's mom, which was hysterically funny because most of them couldn't. They're like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm gonna kick your ass because you're not gonna move.
And that's where a lot of women do come up on top in training is because there's parts guys don't want to grab or touch.
Which is why they had me there for the teenage girls.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't afraid to smush the teenage girls.
Yeah.
Now the fact that they were so small they could squeeze out between my boobs because they're a half. They're a size 00. Their dress fits my pinky. Okay. And teach them to run away.
Yes.
It's like, don't try and hit them. Get out and get away.
Are we back to porn stories again?
Nope, I just enjoyed beating on the teenagers.
Raptor,
like-
one thing you want to look at, I would definitely recommend going out to 50 yards because you never know what the actual engagement range is going to be. And the problem is most of the Dawn, really? Uh, most of the engagement ranges, technically, if you go back and look, are 7 yards or in, 7 to 10 yards. But there are cases where it's going to be longer than that. And if you've never taken those shots, you have no idea how to do it.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Screaming Leap. There were a lot of dash cam and other videos of me fighting dash cam, and I didn't have chest cams back in the day. We had a lot of dash cams. And up the Panhandle, one of my sheriffs got a compilation of oh look, Ian's fighting again, because I'm not big, and people will look at. We have large friends, very large mammal friends, who are officers, who are peace officers, and nobody ever fights them. And they always ask, Ian, why do you get in so many fights? Well, because they look at you and they go, They look at me and Jim Beam starts saying, oh, you could take him. He ain't that big.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wound up in a lot more fights.
Yeah.
And
You say scream and leap, and that conjoined with your dislike of monkeys, and yet you have learned from
Rita,
tactics.
Rita, actually, that brings up a good point. Rita said the nicest thing about me one time. She said that everything I learned about fighting, I learned from baboons.
Yeah. Being the third baboon on the ark. Yes.
Mhm.
She's not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got friends that are six or bigger. Matt, Daryl,
Yeah.
they're peace officers, and they're huge. They
Yeah.
are extremely large mammals,
Yes.
and they never have to fight because everybody goes, huh.
Yeah.
They look at me. It's like I can take him.
Yeah. Bill brings up a good point. You
He
know,
does?
it's
Somewhere.
Huh?
Okay.
I gotta go find it again now.
If you hit well at 25, hit down well at closer than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
Well, the other thing is too, and this is something that when you're teaching, distance matters. Okay. And if you went to gun sight, you went to some of the old time trainers, they taught you what was called speed rock.
Mhm.
There's no aiming involved. You simply draw and
back.
rock and pull the trigger because you're looking at 3, maybe 5 yards, and you're looking at an area this big. There's no aiming involved. At 25 yards,
There's aiming involved.
there's aiming involved. And the other thing is how steady you are. And this is why I say it's a good idea to try those longer ranges because you'll find out how steady you are or aren't. And also whether or not, because bullseye, if you shot bullseye, that was all 50 yards. And you learn real quickly just how bad a shot you really are.
Or how average a shot.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say
average.
bad. I'd say average a shot.
Yeah, especially when you're going up against people like Jim Clark
Yeah, well.
that shoots 2640 out of 2700
I won't hear about it.
and also built some of the best pistols in the world. But anyway, I'm actually probably more accurate at 50 than I am at 25 because I shot so many rounds at 50 yards.
Well,
But the thing is, try it because you never know when you're going to need to reach out beyond that 10 yards. The kid that took out the guy at 40 yards in the mall.
well done.
Yeah, well done. He hit him with what, 8 out of 10, I think?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's really good. He did really well.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
learned to experience. I'm a 4 MOA shooter.
Yeah.
I am good about 4 MOA out to whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm 4 MOA drunk, concussed, dizzy, nauseated, sick to my stomach. I'm 4 MOA. I don't get any better than that, but I don't get any worse than that.
Yeah.
So I've learned to live with it.
And then we had the guy down in Austin, the cop that was holding the horse and planked the guy at 100 yards.
100 yards single-handedly.
Yeah.
With a Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm.
Yeah.
Right through the brain bucket.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then there's Jerry Mickledge.
1,000
700
yards. 1,000 yards. First shot on a balloon at 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
With a 9mm revolver.
I didn't even know that.
They'll
Wow.
go that far.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Granted, it was pointed at the sky.
he's
but
a human ransom arrest, so there you go. Jerry Mickluck he's just
his wrists are huge.
he's also just he's not human.
Well, it
Scroll down.
sorry. 310 to Saturn. Oh, that's not a bad title.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah. Good point, Brennan. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Yeah, the thing is, being military, one of the things we were always taught with a nightstick is never hit them in the head. You hit them below the shoulders.
Oh. And we've wasted an hour of your time on
Nonsense.
smut.
Smut
That
is
is
into
never a waste of time. This is how the human race continues into the future.
As soon as I said that, my squirrel said they're going to feed that back to you.
Like you know us.
My squirrels know you.
And remember, folks,
We're not going. Nope, we're not going there. We're done. Nope. Y'all take care. See you Tuesday. We're not going there.
bye. Tuesday, I'm going there.